Hi guys, hope you're all having a nice bank holiday Monday. I've not done a stories in a wee week or so I thought I'd just get right back into it tonight. This time's a little bit different, it's not about Matthew. So a few weeks ago I put a post on, it was a part of a collaboration with Natasha Bailey. If you're not following her, you really should, she's brilliant. And it was regarding mental health and motherhood. So basically the gist of the whole campaign that Natasha's running just now is that we take the shame and the stigma out of mental illness, especially for mothers. This is not to say that mental illness only affects parents and mothers specifically, but it's just that she is a mum herself, she has mental health issues herself, and therefore she started this campaign. So I thought that it might be not only beneficial for me to talk about it, but beneficial for others who are going through it if I started sharing a bit more about my relationship with my own mental health. So on that basis, I thought I would just start at the beginning. I have always not had issues per se, but always been a very over anxious, very over emotional person. So just a bit of background, I've always had like a weight problem, so that didn't help. I had a difficult relationship with my stepdad. So I moved out the house when I was 18. My relationship with my stepdad was really quite frayed at that point. So Michael and I moved in together, no money, not really a clue on how to live on our own. Michael and I, after we sorted ourselves out, we were fine, we got on our feet and things were fine. We started talking about marriage, we started talking about kids, eventually we started trying for kids. We lost numerous pregnancies. It was really a difficult and dark time, but eventually, before we were going to start IVF, I fell pregnant at 30. So the pregnancy stuck and it was a healthy one. We found out on the 2nd of May 2015 and I went into preterm labour on the 15th of August. So with the help of the doctors and the nurses that were looking after us, we managed to keep Matthew in for a few days, but ultimately he was born 16 weeks early. His skin was transparent, that was how thin and frail and fragile that he was. He weighed £1.9 and he was really, really sick. So without going into the ins and outs of the time spent in the hospital, Matthew was in there for 4.5 months, and for a lot of that time it was touch and go. So there were numerous things, and I've spoken about this before with Matthew, and I've written about it. He came home on oxygen and with several other conditions because of prematurity. Ultimately, his biggest challenge really, and I've spoken about this before as well, is the potential autism, the sensory challenges, and that's where my mental health took a nosedive. So yeah, I started having panic attacks, something that I'd never really experienced before, and I would feel physically sick whenever we had to visit the hospital again for appointments and things like that. I did actually just try and push through. I didn't really speak to anybody about it. I just kept it all to myself until September last year, when everything came to a head and I just couldn't control it anymore. So basically, after being taken by the hand to the doctors, I was diagnosed with anxiety disorder and PTSD and given medication. So despite the fact that there were several issues growing up that I had encountered, when I had Matthew, that was really the beginning of any mental health issues for me. So yeah, there's lots of information that I have about it, and there's a lot more detail that I want to go in about specific aspects of it, but I just wanted to give a kind of a broad spectrum of where I'm at just now. So my main reason for doing this and for sharing this is because more awareness needs to be raised. More women and mothers need to know that it's okay not to feel 100%. You need to talk about it. You need to ask for help. Go to your GP and tell them that you need help. There's no shame in taking medication if it helps you get through your day. As ever, feel free to get in touch. Feel free to let me know if you have an opinion about what I'm talking about, or if you need to chat to somebody and chatting to a stranger is easier, by all means.